Okay, welcome back to Marty's Electro. This is part 2 of working on the HST 125. Got the Ringfield motor up and running again. That's in the previous video. The next thing is to replace this light. Now, I've started this video without my glasses, so I'll get my glasses on so I can see stuff. So this is just a traditional bulb. And there was originally, if I can find it, there was originally a little diode that was connected to here, which went to the other side of the bulb. Now, to tell you something, a diode only allows current to flow in one direction. So when this locomotive has power that directs it in the forward direction, the current flows through the diode, through the bulb, back through into the negative rail of the track. When it's going backwards, the current flows in the opposite direction, and the diode blocks the current, stopping the light from coming on. So the light will only go on when it's in the forward direction. So the next thing I want to do is I want to replace these with LEDs. So I'm going to build a little circuit, and I will show you the circuit. I'll build it, and just to show you the difference in how LEDs work. Light emitting diodes, they're diodes in themselves, so they only allow current to flow in one direction. So first of all, I will need a breadboard, which I have here. I will need power for the breadboard, which I have here. Wonderful. And what we use is I'll use a little DuPont connectors to power up the board. So put that into, in fact I'll turn this round. So a little DuPont, put that in the positive rail on that side. I hope you can see that. And I'll put this in the negative rail on that side. So put these guys away, and we shall apply power to those two rails. So first of all, we'll stick that in the positive and that in the negative. Next thing I'm going to look at is selecting an LED for this. Now LED, these are red LEDs. As you can see, these are red. So these are red LEDs with a clear bulb in them, and these ones are 5mm, and these ones are 3mm. Believe it or not, I've got smaller. I've got 0.6mm LEDs. They are incredibly fiddly to work with, but yep. What I might do, I like to use the 3mm, so it gives me a wee bit more space. I'll see if I can find, I can see if I can find an LED that is the same size in white. So these are red, leave them out. These are all cold white. So whether you want to have cold white is very clinical. Generally don't like it, to be honest. I brought out cold white, don't like that, but I have, if I can find them. Oh, where are they? Cold. Bear with me a moment. This is far too much. Hey, it's not actually marked up properly. So these are LEDs that are warm light. Unfortunately, these are 5mm. So, and I could put both in, and obviously the red LED is using up less space, but I'll try. What I'll do is I'll just try out the red LED and the white LED. The next thing I need, because the power supplies go up to 12 volts, LEDs generally just run on, well, LEDs will just run on the working voltage is about 2.5 volts to 3. Don't really want to go over, there's certain colours that have different values, but they generally don't go over 4 volts, otherwise you will damage them. So I need to put in a little resistor. This I've selected a 2K resistor. This will basically take the excess voltage. This resistor will be doing all the work and keeping the LED safe from any high kind of voltages. So I've got my positive rail, negative rail. So what I want to do is I put my LED in my resistor in one of the inputs, put it into the breadboard. I'll take another one, put that into the breadboard just in the same way. Now, on the LEDs, this is a thing, I wonder if you can see that, there's 2 different lengths. You can also tell, if you can see inside the LED, what is the positive and what is the negative. So the longer one is the positive, the shorter one is the negative. They're called anode and cathode. So the cathode is negative, the anode is the positive. So I want to take, I've now forgotten which one is the white and which one. This is the issue with using these, but we'll find out once we plug them in. So take the positive side on one, put it in the same rail as the other side of the resistor. Then if we take a little jumper cable and put it into the negative side of the LED, and that jumper will go into the negative rail. Now when we apply a voltage, as you can see, that lights up. And then switch it off. So we want that to be going in the opposite direction. So we'll take that out from there, I'll turn it around, and we will put the negative side, this is because it's the red one, it's going backwards, and we'll take the positive side of the white LED and plug it into the exact same place where the original red one was. And then we take the positive side of the LED, just double check, and we'll plug it into the negative rail. So now when we turn this up, we will be getting a white light. That says this goes up all the way up to 12 volts, the actual supply, but the resistor itself is protecting that. That's taking all the voltage so that it kind of maintains it, the LED maintains its operating voltage. Now, so pretend that's forward motion with the positive that side and the negative that side. When I bring this down, and I will swap them down so that we've got the negative this side. Effectively on your analog controller on the model railway, it's just switching positive and negative around. When I bring that up now, the red LED comes on. So what we're needing to do is replace this little light bulb with these 2 LEDs. So we'll have a shot at that. I'm going to take the front bogie out. You notice there's 2 connectors on there. This connector goes to the light from that wheel there. Let's found to show you this. So that connector is connected onto that wheel, and that wheel as well. That connector is connected to both these wheels. These wheels don't make any connection at all. because the other pickup point is at the back of the actual loco itself. So next thing to do is take these out. I'll keep these little connectors, but we'll solder some other stuff onto that. So we'll keep that connector because that's the connector for the connection from those wheels to the motor. We will not change that. This one, on the other hand, has an actual connector that fits into, there's two little holes and it fits in there perfectly. So we'll leave that connector and maybe try and clean it up a wee bit as well. And now I am looking for the cable, the original cable. I moved it about somewhere. Probably staring me in the face. It has a whopping great diode on it. So where's it gone? No worries, I will find it when I need it. So this conventional bulb, just put it onto there. Peel them back. It's the actual pin itself that holds that bulb in. I will keep this bulb just in case I need it for something. You never know. And this time around we've got the positive. Do you know what I didn't do? I didn't meter out what way around was what. But we can just swap the cables around if that's the case. So we need to make up a little circuit for this. To be honest, I used 2 resistors. I could just use one, to be honest. So we've got one, that's the white one with the positive on that side, right? And the next thing we want to do is we want to have the red LED kind of right next to it, but we want this round a different way. So we're going to bend it into a shape that we can, so we can fit this into the front. Right, what I'll do is I'll take this, bend it back. I'm going to make this one short, so now this is negative, and then we'll solder these together. So that it makes something like that. Okay, so I need to keep these together. Helping hands. So if I can get both of them in to clamp in at the same time. It is a bit tricky to do that. So let's try this way. It's just not gripping. Don't mind me, just let me struggle for a wee bit. Right, so put a wee bit of solder on these. Making sure I'm getting both sides. It's now gone into a big blob. There we go, one's done. I want to get the other side done as well. I just want to bend that in So we've got our 2 LEDs in place. And the next thing we want to do, we want to bend these connectors down into the I want to do a 90-degree angle. Put the 2 connectors in. This is, I mean, it's easy because it'll let you replace. If the LEDs go, you can just replace them. Another thing, LEDs are cheap as chips. They are, you can get them off Amazon, eBay. You can buy a whole box of them, and it'll cost you about a £5 for over 100. There's probably better deals in there somewhere. So I want to push these connectors. I need to push these connectors in. And we've got them sitting in there. Now, as long as there's enough space for these guys to go in, and there's not, so I'm going to have to bend this again. This is where it snaps, and I cry. I just want them to try and be on the inside. Obviously the bulb was probably, I just had light wire on it. Right, so red's there. So I want to try and get this to be able to fit in there. Don't want to break the slightly more. Obviously the LED legs are wider than the wire from the bulb, but that's okay. I'm sure this will work. Just want to make sure. I mean, the other option is I just solder these on, and then, do you know what? I think I might do that. If I solder the cables on, because it'll also let me put an LED. Let me put a resistor in place. Right. Okay. Get back to you in 2 seconds. Okay. Slight change of plan. I'm going to use these connectors. I'm going to use these connectors just so that if I need to add some more stuff onto it, I can. So these connectors are male and female. The female end will go from the motor and that connection, and the male end will go down into these LEDs. So I want the positive end to be the way that we want the white positive end and the red negative. So I think that's the white. Let me just check before I make. I've only got that sitting at 2 volts. So I'll just double check this and flash that out. So that is the positive end. So back to soldering. So we do positive end. I'm going to snip this, tint it, all of the above, and we'll tint this as well, just so it's done. untint. Two. So that was a positive. So we want to run that potentially. We won't angle up just now because it'll just melt. And then we want to just attach that to that one there. Trying not to disconnect the LEDs. Oh, Coolio. Right, let's kill down, we'll bend these up. A slight straggling bit of wire. I'm going to place these in here. And what we'll do is we'll bend that round, keeping the LEDs in place. Next thing, what we want to do is want to connect the positive end to that side to be pretty much on there. Now it's cumless. Why? Right. These are already tinted, but I will retint them very quickly. Again, these connectors, can't remember what they're called, they're not DuPont, but I've got these connectors all over the mod railway board. They have been very handy, as it's quite difficult to work under there, so it just makes it kind of nice to be able to just plug it in instead of trying to get a soldering iron there and blah blah. I'm going to use a bit of heat shrink just so that there's not any stuff, just so there's not any shorts. Don't need as much as that. Stick that as far back as possible. Reason being, don't want to melt it with the soldering. We shall quickly quick tip. Don't have so much coffee before you go to solder. It's a nightmare sometimes. I need a lighter. Where is a lighter? Let's quickly do this. Windproof lighters are great for that. So the next thing I want to attach onto this would be, do you know, I could be quite smart with this, or kind of quite stupid. I could just attach it to this. I could just attach it to the negative side. Let's do that. So we've got a decent distance. Chop that back, redo this very quickly. Attach it. It's exactly the same connection, just in a different place. Sounds weird, doesn't it? So all I want to do, that connecting, I want to just sit it on there. I don't want to don't want to ruin the little connector. So whether it's going to, yeah, it's kind of making contact. Imagine sitting solo and all those, probably not very good for your health. Imagine all the chemicals you're taking in. So yeah, I've got that. That goes in there. I need to try and... Now another one, there was a little cable space. Might want to do here is put a bit of hot glue on that and keep that connector in there. We need to leave that to have freedom of movement. Do we want to use hot? It's going to take a while to heat up. Right, I'll do it. So pause the video there, and then, in fact no, what I'll do just now is I'll let that heat up the glue gun, and we'll put this little connector in here. And while we wait for it to heat up, well, first of all we want to test it. Let's test it. We'll get the little testing track out. Do you know what? Oh. People will be screaming at the TV. I meant to put in a 2K resistor. Thank goodness I did that. So for that, let's take that back again. We've got some heat shrink here, and we will put the resistor in between this and this. So I want to snip there, leave enough space for a resistor there, and what I will do is I will draw the kind of circuit out before I finish, or I'll put the circuit up on the when I'm editing the video. It's probably a better idea. What we want to do is tin these. Helping hands. Soldering iron. Incidentally, I've actually added lights to all the carriages of the old HST. I did that some time ago. Relatively easy. Okay. Resistor, it doesn't matter which way the resistor goes round. Nearly made another error there. Put some of the heat shrink on. Down, away from the heat. Also, it doesn't matter what side of the LED you put the resistor. It's still still does, it still acts in the same way. So one, and then this one. Oh, look at that. That's not very nice. I noticed that. Get some more heat shrink. Thank goodness I have absolutely plenty. I've got another box of these and some other random bits with audio kit, that audio connector I've got. Right, and stick these over here. Bit of heat shrink. Actually, I could have probably just used one, but yeah. That's all nice. So let's try this again. You can only plug these connectors in one way, which is a good thing. It means that you're not sending current in the wrong direction and damage components. Right, okay, so let's see. That should be positive. That side's positive. That side's negative. And what have I done? What have I done? I know what I've done. This bogus in the wrong way. Should be in that way. And the connector goes on here. We're already getting. We have no lighting. Why? Because it's not connected. Let's go. It's still not working. That's great. Let's turn around the other way and see what happens. Why is nothing simple? Okay, figured out it's a short. There's foil on that which is conductive. So I just need to make sure there's nothing connecting that. I will put a little bit of insulating tape on that. So turn this up. The light comes on, swap them around. Oh, sugar. Hee hee hee. What did I do? That'll be the glue gun then. Fair enough. Right, okay. Figured out this has got a wee bit of a short on it. So, going to do, just double check. One, swap it around. I did put the glue gun on, but the glue gun seems to have went bang. So I might not use the glue gun. I do have another. Might be something to fix in the future. So I'm going to put a bit of insulating tape on that. Stop it from shorting out. Now, I'd find black insulating tape or anything else. That's going on. It's all nice and sticky. Right off the edges. Boom, boom, boom. Done. And this time, just double check it's not. Can't believe my glue gun just blew up. I kind of forgot about it. So that's probably why. So now, let's try this again. I thought it was my power supply. So the power supply is in the same place. Right. So there we go. And if we reverse that round, we should have red on the way back. It's incredibly exciting. The cables are pulling that down, so yep. Yeah, that's cool. Excellent. So let's get this all back together. I'm not going to use, obviously not going to use my glue gun now. Okay. I think it's official. This glue gun has just popped. So definitely not working, definitely not heating up. So we'll throw that, well, we'll take it apart, see if there's anything we can fix on it. Stick it in the drawer. And we have another glue gun. Okay, let's try this new glue gun. Leave it. Okay, there's plenty of space in the bag, so I'll put some glue on that section there. Now, let that dry. This time I'll switch off the glue gun. Alright, glue gun done. So I'm going to put this back together again. Just wondering where the light is coming from. It's coming through the bay window. So yeah. Now, just click it back in. One thing I need to remember: put the weight in. And click it all back into place. This is another thing with glue guns, it's in the stuff goes everywhere. And now, hopefully, if we apply a voltage, try not to short out the power supply. I've got front, and it lights up red. Kind of worrying it's not moving. There we go. Might need a bit more. Yeah, I think that might need running for a wee bit. But as you can see, we've got lights in the front. Right, and then when it comes back, lights on the back. Well, no, it's red, and then it's gone backwards. We'll do that on the other dummy carriage on the other side, exactly the same. And it's, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do this on camera, I'm just going to show you. So it's exactly the same. Same wheels, same bases, same front. So it's exactly the same thing to do. The resistance completely cleaned up, and I imagine these wheels do as well. So I'll do that, and at the end of the video I'll just show you running around the track. Thanks very much for watching Marty's Retro Rails. If you've made it this far, I appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much.